story I'm about to tell you happened to me about 3 months ago. I dated a girl who we will call Melissa. We met at a bar one night when I was out with my friends, and dated for about a month. Everything was good in the beginning. We hung out a few times during the week and had a lot of fun together. After about a week I realized that Melissa was a little clingy. She would call me several times in a row if I didn't answer the phone. When I finally called her back and asked if everything was all right, she would be perfectly fine. She acted like calling me several times in a row when there was no emergency was normal. I continued spending time with Melissa, but not as often as we did in the beginning. She noticed I was distant after about the third week. "Is everything okay? You seem distant," she would say. I would brush it off and just blame it on the fact that I was busy. One night, I finally told her that I didn't think we should continue seeing each other. She got very upset and started throwing things around my apartment. Before she left, she told me that I was making a big mistake that I would later regret. It didn't feel like I was being threatened at all when she said that. I just thought that she felt like I would be missing out on something great. I was terribly wrong. After I ended things with Melissa, her craziness intensified. She would call me many times a day, sometimes 200 times in an hour. When I answered the phone, she would just breathe into the phone but never say anything. I ended up changing my phone number, and that's when I would see her green SUV parked across the street, even in the middle of the night. I never actually saw her in her truck, but the truck was always there. I knew the truck belonged to her because she had a custom license plate. One day I was taking out the garbage, and she pulled up next to me. She got out of her SUV and walked up to me. She apologized for everything and asked if we could be friends. I accepted her apology. She then asked if she could come inside to use my bathroom. I didn't want to allow her inside of my apartment, but I did anyway because I felt bad. We got to the door of my apartment, and suddenly I felt my head slam on the door. Then I felt the pressure of a hard object on my neck. "Open the door quickly and don't do anything stupid or else I will hurt you," she said. I couldn't believe this was the same girl who was apologizing to me in tears moments before. We finally entered my apartment, with her pointing a weapon at me. We stood face to face and she looked very angry. She told me that I wasn't the first guy who abandoned her, but I would be the last. She fired at me once and missed, then she fired again and again. After 3 attempts her weapon jammed. I was able to wrestle it out of her hands. I held her down on my couch while I called the cops, who came in less than 5 minutes. I learned that a few neighbors had called when they first heard the shots. When the cops arrived, they arrested her and took my statement. Even though there was a restraining order in place, Melissa still wrote me letters from jail. I ended up moving out of state and never seeing her again. I feel a lot safer now.